How are we doing, folks? Thanks again for joining me. I'm still at the local day ticket, following on from the last session, the long hair. Now we're moving on to the stiff hinge. This is a viewer request. The viewer has asked to remain anonymous. That's absolutely fine. And what they've asked for is the stiff hinge, but they've asked for it in a certain way. They've said, in the first hour and a half, can you fish a white, a pink and a yellow? Which is absolutely fine. I've got no problem with that. I'm guessing, again, they might be a STICKYBAITS user because they come as a pink, yellow and white selection in the same flavour. And in the second hour and a half, can you fish a match the hatch? So, again, I can do that, not a problem. The only thing I'm going to change with this is, when this viewer requested this, I was doing 3 hour slots. I've now dropped down to 2 because of the daylight hours we get now. So you're going to have an hour of a pink, white, yellow, an hour of a match the hatch over a spread of boilies, which is absolutely perfect for where I am now because I've already done a video sort of using the spread of boilies, so it's perfectly fitted in, to be fair. So the only difference to the request is going to be, it's going to be an hour on the pink, white, yellow and an hour on the match the hatch, but they will all be fished on the stiff hinge. So let's spin round and let's see how this one goes. So some of you might know that I'm in the stump peg, some of you won't if this is your first video you've watched, but I've already done a video in here fishing the long hair. They're actually still, you'll see how far I've got, they're still all hanging up. So the rain is coming down, we're in a massive low pressure. I've already had fish out in the area I'm fishing, so I know this fish here. I've already applied a bit of bait. I'm going to apply a bit more. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get 3 hinges tied up now, get out of the rain, and we'll get on with it. I mean, I don't see it matters what rod, what colour goes on. Certainly not for the yellow anyway. I don't really think it matters if it's even on the bloody rod, but you never know. Today could be the day that yellow works, and we'll see what happens in the first hour. But let me get some hinges tied up, get them on the rods, and then we'll show you through setup, bait, etc., and then we'll get on with it. So you'll see I've got the rods all sorted now. I've put the hinges on, just show you them. I'll show you the rod setup as well while we're here, but the hinge, there's a yellow, a pink and a white. They're all 13mm proper job pop-ups. I haven't got any stickies, so apologies. They didn't specify stickies, but I'm just guessing that that's what they used because of the colour choice. Rod setup is £15 KORDA touchdown. That comes down to the dark matte tungsten tubing, 3 ounce flat swivel pear lead on a KORDA run sleeve, dark matte anti-tangle sleeve, and a nice decent length. I'd say if we sort of, I don't know what that is, it's not quite as long as the tungsten tubing, so it's about 30cm boom on that maybe. It's important that your hook length is never longer than your tungsten tubing or your lead or whatever you use, because if it is, it can tangle. And you'll see I've tied a big overhand knot there, so that acts as like a kicker. It pushes it away, it keeps it nice and firm and away from the lead in flight. Have tested them in the edge, so I know they all sit perfect. What we're going to do, we're going to scatter them out there in a line, or as close in a line as I can get them at the same kind of range, and then we're just going to scatter some bait over them. Bait, in case you've not watched the other vlog, is STICKYBAITS Manila. It's been soaked yesterday, that's why they're all swelled up nice and heavy. They are a lot heavier than when they come out the bag. It's been just soaked in some lake water I took from there last time, and some garlic. So we've got garlic soaked STICKYBAITS Manila and 16mm going to go flying out there. 3 hinges, a yellow, a pink and a white. My money's on the middle and right hand rod, and that's it. Bloody cormorant just popped up. He's gone. He's going to get a lead on his head any second. And yeah, I think the next thing to do is get the bloody rods out and get that cormorant gone. So let's do it. Okay, we'll start with the left hand rod. That's got the yellow on it. No confidence whatsoever, but you never know. Today could be the day I actually catch on a yellow bloody bait out of here. Time for the middle rod. That's got the pink on it. And now time for the right hand one. That's got the white on it. So that's all 3 of those gone out. They're all fished at pretty much the same range. I think the next thing to do now is just scatter a few more baits over the top, maybe 20, 30, something like that. And that's all we can do for the first hour. Cool, that should do to start with. That's it then, we're fishing now. We'll just sit and watch the rods, see what happens in this first hour. I'm not going to recast them unless I get a bite. They've all gone out there, they've all landed nicely, they've all got a bit of bait around them. There's fish out there. Let's see if fishing a hinge stops me getting a bite, or does it pick a bigger fish up, because I very much doubt we're going to get a 1, 2, 3 pound job out of here on this. If we get one, I'm hoping it's going to be a better one, but we may get nothing because we're fishing a hinge. I don't know. All we can do is just sit and watch. Well, I'm just sitting here watching the rods. Absolutely nothing has happened. We are 40 minutes in. By now, in my last vlog, I'd had 2 bites. I've had nothing. Haven't had a bleep, no liner, no nothing. The fish are showing. There is fish over me as well. I'm going to wind all those in and I'm going to re-chuck them all back out. I'm not going to film it because filming it, half my head's cut off because of just the angle I've got the camera in the shelter at, because it's pissing down out there now. So I can't bring the phone out. So there's no point in me filming the cast because you can only see like the neck downwards. But I am going to move. I'm just going to wind them in and re-chuck them back out randomly. Don't know what's going where for the last like 20 minutes, you know, because I was kind of hopeful we'd have had something, but no, nothing has happened. So I'm going to do that. The next time you see the rods like this, they will have moved. And we've got 20 minutes left. So let's get to it. That's those all back out there. They've all had a recast. I haven't moved any colours off any rods. I still fish the same. I've just re-chucked them. The left-hand one's come a bit shorter. The middle one has gone back out pretty much where I wound it in from. And the right-hand one has gone closer to where the fish have been showing, because originally it was sort of like out there. I don't know what I'm pointing. I've got my hand up here pointing. It's not even in the bloody screen. No, the right-hand one, it was sort of aiming that way. It's now aiming sort of in line with the middle one, because that's where the fish are showing. And like I say, we'll give it 20 minutes, and then I better bring them in and match the hatch on. I'm not going to put any more bait out because nothing's happened. I will rebait when I do match the hatch, but for now it's just 20 minutes. Let's hope a coloured one goes, because I thought the white might have gone, but as it stands, not a lot's happening. So time for the final hour then. We're swapped over to match the hatch, or as close as I can, because they are manila pop-ups and we are fishing manila baits in there. They have been gooed up though in the old white almond supreme goo, so they've gone ever such a slightly different colour. These have been washed out, these baits here. If I get a few and put on the bucket lid, so they're not a million miles off. They're not super match the hatch, like 100%, but they're a lot closer than the bright ones I've just chucked out. Nothing's happened on the bright ones. Let's see what happened on these ones. You can see though, they are a 16mm and that's a 16mm, but look at the size difference, because they've been soaked. How much they've swelled up. They've gone more like 18s. Anyway, I'm going to get those 3 rigs out there. The rain has stopped, which is nice, and then we'll get a bit more bait out and we'll see what the final hour of this session brings. Hopefully just 1 fish. Cool, that's these 3 back out there now on Match the Hatch. I've put about 50 baits out around them just in case I've been cleaned out. I know we didn't get a bite on the first sort of hour fishing the bright ones, but it doesn't mean we've not been cleaned out, because I'm not massively confident that a hinge rig in here is the right way forward. There's a lot of smaller fish in here that will suss out it's a rig and not a free offering, whereas a hinge rig, it's more aimed at picking 20-pound plus fish out, or it's a big fish rig, isn't it? We're not on the right venue for the rig I'm using, I don't think. It's not saying we won't catch. I just think we were like really low in our chances. But who knows, it could have been the bright baits. So we've got an hour on Match the Hatch now, over a bed of bait again. We'll see what happens. But while there is a break in the rain, I'll just take the opportunity as always to say thank you for you lot for supporting the channel in whatever way that you do. It really is appreciated, and it's really enjoyable making sort of these videos here and keeping people entertained and answering questions, etc., because it's something I most likely wouldn't do in my own fishing. So yeah, thanks everyone for the suggestions and the support, especially you lot that are subscribed. You support me in the strongest way possible. So from me, thanks very much. If you are new to the channel or haven't yet subscribed, please consider it. It's free. There's no contract. You just press subscribe and that's it. You're done. If you get bored of watching what I get up to, just press it again. You unsubscribe. It is that simple. But if you don't want to do that for any reason, maybe give the video a thumbs up, an odd comment, share it with a friend, anything like that. That really helps the channel as well. And if you just want to watch what I get to and sort of don't participate, just stay in the background, again, you're still supporting me by giving me the view of the video you've watched in the first place. So whatever it is you do from me, thank you very much. But for now, I'm going to put you back watching these, get the old kettle on and see what the next hour brings. But if I'm being honest with you, I think this vlog's going to be a blank, but I'm hoping I'm wrong. Anyway, again from me, thanks very much. Well, you've been watching these for the last 40 minutes and again nothing has happened. At this point last time with 20 minutes to go, I did wind them in and re-chuck them out. It's absolutely pointless doing that this time around because I didn't really achieve anything when I did it last time, you know. And I don't think anything's going to happen in the last 20 minutes either, but I will leave the camera running watching the rods. If anything does happen, obviously you'll see it. If it doesn't, it's going to be time for an outro, but this seems a very, very quick, or not a quick one. It's been 2 hours, but a very short vlog because there is very little has happened and there's not really much I can do to sort of change it. It goes or it doesn't, you know. It's been out there long enough to tell me if it works or it doesn't. If I'm honest, I don't think it does work, but we shall see. We've got 20 minutes left. Let's hope something happens. Well, sadly, from seeing 3 rigs laying on the floor that all come in absolutely perfect. Absolutely nothing wrong with those at all. You'll see the time is up. Look how the weather's changed as well. Skies have gone a little bit blue. We've got some more rain coming back in. There's a bit of a wind coming on now. In the last like 15 minutes or so, it started blowing down this way. Don't really think it makes any difference, but yeah, sadly this one hasn't worked, does it? So you know what time it is now. That's right, it's outro time and blankety blank time. Yeah, apologies people, no fish on this one. If I'm honest, I think I've learned something from this, that a hinge rig here is not the way to come and approach it. So if you're coming in, you're going to put a couple of hinges out for the day, probably won't bother. Come with a different approach because I just don't think they work in here, or if they do, they might catch one of the real big ones. But I just think they're so tuned into baits on the floor, wafters, or very, very low line pop-ups in here that are hinged 2 inches off the bottom. Yeah, it's just alien to them. There's so many smaller fish in here that can suss that out, that you really do limit what you're going to catch, which is a good thing. If you're coming out for a big one, then that's fine. But when you see people catching around you all day, you kind of got to realise that, yeah, the approach you've come with, that's why you're not catching, everyone else is, because a hinge isn't the way forward here for me. But again, thanks for the suggestion on this one. Hopefully I've tried it as accurate as you've asked. I know we scaled it down to a 2 hour slot instead of a 3, but when you did request it, I was on 3 hour slots, so that's the only reason that changed. But I think 3 hours, the outcome would still be the same as 2, if I'm honest. I don't think it would make any difference. And the fish are definitely eating the bait I've been putting out there. So hopefully on the next vlog we'll get a fish or two, because yeah, the next one, this is something different. Not sure how that one's going to go. Hopefully you'll join me for it. But again, thanks for the old support on the channel, etc. And don't forget the old thumbs up, subscribe and all that. And if you're out in the bank yourself, hope you've been a little bit more lucky than I was on this one. But until next time, folks, thanks for watching. Take it easy.